What's up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector, and I have a care package that came in the mail from one of my biggest fans. This is a holdover fan from my olden days of doing baseball card collecting. Way back, I mean, like, we're talking about months ago, back in the olden days when I was doing ball card collecting. Some of you might be asking, well, Jason, Zombie Collector, you used to collect baseball cards? And I said yes. But then the world went crazy and everybody got super woke and it turned into a political event and not baseball anymore. So I have never turned on since March, April, May, June, July, August, now September today, have not watched a single solitary minute of sports. I don't plan on ever going back. They have ruined it for me. And so, it ain't ever going to happen. I'm not going to watch a single solitary thing because I want to be entertained. I want to watch sports. If I want to turn on the news and hear about politics, I will be more than happy to do that. But I don't want to watch a bunch of BS when I'm trying to watch some baseball. So, Alex, Bowman 53, reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and said, hey man, I got some DVDs I don't want. Would you want them for your collection? And he gave me a list of some things that he didn't want. And I was like, actually, yes, I would take a couple of those, which was very nice of him. So, I think I used to say, Alex is kind of updated in a bit. It says movies and cards and hair grease right there. Keep collecting, Alex Bowman 53. So, Alex, thank you very much. He did send me a couple of cards, which is nice. The only time I'm ever going to show cards on my channel moving forward is if I get something like this for the few holdovers that still watch my channel from my ball card days, back in the olden days. But I do appreciate we got a Nick Senzel. And I honestly can't even speak to a single solitary thing about any of this stuff anymore. I literally have no idea. We got Ichiro, which sucks because I'm a huge baseball fan, or I was. But I'm done with baseball. Ichiro is my favorite player. But I can't even get excited about it anymore. Barry Larkin and Joey Votto. So thanks a lot, Alex. I do appreciate the thought. I'll be sure to put those away. But, again, that kind of thing is the only time that'll ever happen on my channel anymore is that kind of stuff. I have zero interest. I don't even want to talk about it, quite frankly. It makes me disgusted. But the thing I'm really excited about are the movies he sent. So let's get into that real quick. He like I said, sent me a list of a few films he didn't want. And I said, sure. And the first one is, being a Hoosier, you got to have this, right? Hoosiers, right there. The 2-disc special collector's edition. I honestly did not have this, shockingly. I believe I had the single disc edition. I've always wanted it, and it's one of those ones that's just here in Indiana. You see it everywhere, so it's not really hard to find. I just never pulled the trigger on it. It's just one of those things. Of course, I've seen it a bajillion times. I think when you're born and raised in Indiana, it's a prerequisite to watch this movie at least a dozen times in your childhood or whatnot, since it came out in like 87 or whenever it came out. But anyways, so this movie is very, very close to my heart. I used to watch it with my dad a lot. Me, my dad, and my brother would sit down and watch Hoosiers, and we watch Rudy, which is another typical Indiana movie that everybody gets excited about Notre Dame. But you have Dennis Hopper, you have Gene Hackman, Barbara Hershey. It's just a really fantastic movie. I really love it. I actually live now around where they shot a lot of this movie in central Indiana. I live in north central Indiana. They filmed a lot of this at Butler. They filmed some of it in Knightstown, Indiana, and a few other places. And I lived in and around those areas since I moved up to central Indiana. So that's been very cool. So Alex, thank you for this. I'll definitely be putting that in a special place. Next up is Yasujiro's Ozu Tokyo Story Criterion Collection. So I don't know much about this movie, but again, Criterion Collections, as you all know, whoa, the DVD tried to escape. It's a little bit expensive. I mean, it used to be back in the day. Now, Blu-rays, I'm sure, probably have, like, you know, it's probably way more. There's the other disc right there. I mean, Blu-rays in 4K. I'm sure they've already updated this, these movies in that format. But I still love Criterion Collection, and I did not have Tokyo Story in there. Honestly, I don't know much about it, but it was one of those ones I always wanted. Every time I went to look for it at, you know, Barnes & Noble, places like that, it was always in that $20 to $30 range. I hardly ever got it. I could find it for cheap. And because it's a Criterion, a lot of people who are collectors never just dropped it off at a flea market or a pawn shop or antique store, because it is one of the more high-end companies out there. So anyway, you got Tokyo Story. Looking forward to checking it out. Looks like it's about post-war Tokyo. And I don't know, like I said, I'm just kind of quickly reading through it. So we'll see about living in a journey. It says, Yasujiro Ozu's Tokyo Story follows an aging couple, Tomi and Shukichi, on their journey from the rural village to visit their 2 married children in bustling post-war Tokyo. And then, so there you go. There's a little bit about it. So that's just a brief synopsis about it. So we'll see. The one that I'm most excited about, honestly, when he said he didn't want this, I was like, are you sure, dude? And I even asked him like 4 times in the same text. I'm like, Alex, are you sure? He's like, yeah, man, I don't want it. And then like a minute later, I'm like, all right, man, but are you sure? Yeah, man, I don't want it. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure that you're sure. And he said he's sure. So there you have it. It is 7 Samurai, which is an absolutely amazing movie by Kurosawa. Love this movie. Now, I have seen this movie multiple times. For people who might be newer to my channel, I lived in Japan off and on for 12 years, from the late 90s until the early aughts, or mid-aughts, I should say. And I loved Japan, and I saw this movie when I lived in Japan, but I saw it actually in America more. But it's a fantastic movie. I absolutely love it. It's about basically a village who hires samurais to protect it from a bunch of marauders. And it's probably one of, if not one of the top Japanese films in cinema ever. It's highly regarded. It's, of course, in black and white. I wonder, what year did it come out? I don't know if they tell you the year it was released. 1954. So what is this movie, like 67, 68 years old? Something like 66 years old. 66 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I went to a public school, so forgive my math. What year was this Tokyo Story? I'm not for sure if it says on here. I'm not seeing it. But anyway, so 66-year-old movie, I'm not mistaken. Pretty impressive. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so guys, if you have not checked this movie out, definitely give it a look-see. I do not think you'll be disappointed. The special features on a lot of these Criterion Collections are awesome. They usually do really high quality DVD, digital transfers. There's usually, you can guarantee a couple commentaries and just stuff like that. But it's an absolute stunner of a movie. I just love Kurosawa. You have Toshio Mifune, who also came over to America and did lots of movies like Red Sun. I believe that was with Charles Bronson and a few others, if I'm not mistaken. But he also believe Mifune did Shogun, which was a very popular TV show here in America. So he is the star of this movie, 7 Samurai. So guys, there it is. Alex, I cannot thank you enough, my brother. Sent me these movies and, of course, the cards. I really, really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you for the note as well. So, guys, let me know what you think. Do you all have the Criterion Collection movies? Which ones do you have? What are some of your favorites? What's your favorite sports movie that was filmed or about your state? Let's ask that. So, Indiana, I want to say Hoosiers. It goes without saying. I've already kind of addressed that. But wherever you're from, what is your favorite movie based on where you're from, or maybe a superstar from your state? It might not be like, if you're in Oklahoma, maybe you'll pick Mickey Mantle. You can talk about maybe a movie that had Mickey Mantle in it, which now that I said it out loud, I don't know if there's ever a movie with Mickey Mantle in it or about Mickey Mantle. But there you have it. So give me one of those. And if you watched any Criterion Collections, what are some of your favorites? And have you watched the Blu-rays and the 4K releases of them? And what do you think about the Criterion Collection? I've heard from others, sometimes the transfers actually aren't that great. The Blu-rays are better than the 4K. Who would have thunk it? So guys, thanks again for watching. I do appreciate it. Until next time, peace in the Middle East.